The rain came down so hard that afternoon it blurred the highway into a river of silver, and I never imagined that stopping to help two stranded girls beside a broken-down car would become the moment that changed my life forever. I was soaked to the bone, exhausted from another long day at work, carrying more worries than money in my pocket, and trying to convince myself that tomorrow would somehow be better than today. But sometimes the smallest act of kindness opens a door you never knew existed. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the idea that one good deed can transform someone's life, please take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share this story with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories for more emotional journeys that remind us all to never lose hope. My name is Mason Carter, and at 34 years old, life had become a constant struggle. After losing my job at an auto repair shop nearly a year earlier, I had been taking temporary work wherever I could find it. Some weeks were manageable, while others felt impossible. Bills piled up, rent was overdue, and my aging pickup truck seemed ready to fall apart at any moment. Yet despite everything, my father had always taught me that character is measured by what you do when nobody is watching. That rainy afternoon, I was driving home along a quiet country road when I noticed a small blue sedan parked near the shoulder. Its hazard lights blinked weakly through the downpour. Two young women stood beside the car under a tiny umbrella that offered little protection against the heavy rain. They looked worried, cold, and completely unsure of what to do next. Part of me wanted to keep driving. I was tired, hungry, and desperate to get home. But another part of me remembered my father's words. I pulled over. The taller girl introduced herself as Serena Vaughn, while her younger sister, Naomi, stood shivering beside her. Their car had suddenly stalled, and they had already spent hours waiting for roadside assistance that never arrived. Their phones were nearly out of battery, and the nearest town was miles away. I wasn't a professional mechanic anymore, but years of experience had taught me enough to diagnose common problems. Rain soaked my clothes as I lifted the hood and examined the engine. My hands became covered in grease while water dripped from my hair into my eyes. After nearly 40 minutes of checking connections and replacing a damaged fuse I happened to carry in my toolbox, the engine finally roared back to life. Relief spread across their faces instantly. It was more than gratitude. It was the expression people wear when someone appears during a moment they have almost stopped believing help would come. They thanked me repeatedly, offering money that I politely refused. I knew what it felt like to struggle, and I couldn't accept payment for simply doing what felt right. As the rain slowly softened and daylight returned through the clouds, Serena smiled warmly and said something unexpected. She said they hoped they would see me again someday. At first, I thought it was simply kindness spoken in the moment. People often make promises they never intend to keep. I waved goodbye and drove home, assuming our paths would never cross again. 3 weeks later, I was attending a community job fair with little confidence and even less optimism. I had already been rejected several times that morning when I heard someone call my name. Standing across the room were Serena and Naomi. I was stunned. Serena explained that their father owned a growing transportation company nearby. She had shared the story of the rainy afternoon with her family, describing the stranger who stopped without expecting anything in return. Their father believed people with integrity were hard to find, and after hearing about what happened, he wanted to meet me personally. That meeting changed everything. Within days, I was offered a position managing vehicle maintenance operations for the company. It wasn't just a job. It was stability, dignity, and an opportunity to rebuild the life I thought had slipped away forever. Months later, I often found myself remembering that stormy afternoon. I realized life doesn't always reward kindness immediately, and sometimes it doesn't reward it at all. But kindness still matters because it reminds us who we are, even during our darkest seasons. Serena and Naomi became close friends, and every time we met, they would laugh and remind me of the day we stood in the rain beside an old blue sedan. They would say that helping people is never wasted because the world has a mysterious way of bringing goodness back when we least expect it. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories, because your support helps these meaningful stories reach people who may need hope today. Special request: comment below with the words "Kindness always returns" if you believe one simple act of compassion can change someone's future.